Numeric types. So numeric data types represent numbers. Those numbers can be real numbers or complex numbers. In Python, there are three numeric types: integer, floating, and complex numbers. Let's see some examples and understand the numeric types. For example, we take an integer in a myInt variable, let's say it's 23, and a decimal or a floating point value 34.5 in myFloat. In the next two lines, we are printing the type of myInt and myFloat. The output is class int and class float. This is because Python interpreter interprets them automatically as integer and float. Int and float are the respective class constructors and can also be used to create integer and float objects. Here, 23 and 34.5 are integer and float objects respectively. Let's see another example and try to create these objects using int and float constructors. Over here, we are using int and float constructor and trying to print the values as well as the types of these objects. When we run the code, we get the value 0 for the integer object and 0.0 for the float object. The type is class int and class float. Let's see another example. In this, the constructor is taking arguments, converting them into integer as well as floats. We are then printing the values and the types of these objects. The output here is 23 for the first variable, that is myInt1, where 23 was initially a string is now converted into integer. In the next line, the integer is again 23. Over here, a float value 23.8 was converted into integer, that is 23. Both are class int type objects. The third line has 34.5, which was initially a string but was converted into a float to value 34.5. In the next line, the value is 34.0, which was initially an integer. When converted to float, 0.0 has been added. Both are types class float. When we run a single line where int constructor is being used to convert a string into integer, but that string is not numeric. In this case, there's an error raised, which is the value error which says invalid literal for int constructor. When we try to do the same with float, it will again raise an error. Numeric types have unlimited storage capability. That means you could take a number as large as possible and then even try to raise the other number to the first number. In this case also, Python will calculate the value and give the output. There is no storage limitation in Python. Also, numeric types are immutable. What does this mean? Let's see an example. Let's say if a is equal to 10, we print the ID of a, that is the reference. Then we try to change the value of a by adding 20 and then try to print the ID of a again. When we run this, we get two different IDs. That means the numeric objects cannot be modified. Any operation done on them will create another object instead of modifying the current one. Mixed arithmetic. Let's understand this with this example. Over here, there's an integer and a float value. Then in the third line, we are trying to multiply them. That means an integer is being multiplied to a float value. What will be the type of the integer value, of the float value, and the type of the result? Over here, let's run and see. The output is the first value was an integer, the second value was a float, but the result calculated by multiplying both of them was converted to a float. This means that whenever you have mixed type of operands, the wider operand, that is the operand having wider capacity, which is float over here, will be considered to be the final type of the final variable. Over here, result will be a float value. When we try to divide this kind of division also leads to some kind of the same result. When we try to divide two integers, the ideal result will be a floating point number, and Python takes care of this. The type of the result is class float. Arithmetic operators. The following arithmetic operators can be applied on numeric types. The first is addition, subtraction, followed by multiplication, division, modulo, which gives the remainder of the first operand divided by the second operand. Exponent operator is given by a double star. And then there is the floor division operator. This floor division operator will ignore the floating value when the first operand is divided by the second operand. That means if you divide 9 by 4, it will yield 2. And when you divide minus 9 by 4, it will yield minus 3. Assignment operators. The first and the most simple assignment operator is the equal to. It just assigns the right side value to the left side operand. When you have to write something like A is equal to A plus B, you can substitute this by writing A plus equal to B. This is the addition shorthand assignment operator. Similarly, you could use minus equal to, star equal to, division equal to, modulo equal to, exponent equal to, as well as floor division equal to. Bitwise operators. The first 4 bitwise operators are these. Let's try to understand each one of them by taking the example where operand 1 A is equal to 60 and operand B is equal to 13. Let's first see binary AND. Now what does this mean? Over here, if we apply binary AND, it will work on the bits of the given numbers. That means that if both the bits are 1, then the result will be 1. When we try to solve this, the output will be 0, 0, 0, 0. Since over here both the bits are 1, so 1, 1, 0 and 0. This is our final result when we write A and B. Over here, these two bits denote that this is the binary representation. Now let's see the OR operator. When we put the OR operator over here, it will result 1 when either of the bit is 1. Over here, since both the bits are 0, it will be 0, again a 0. Since over here, at least one bit is 1, so we will take 1, 1. Here both the bits are 1, so it will give the result 1, 0 and 1. So this is the result over here. Let's see the binary XOR operator. In this, it needs only one bit to be set as 1. In that case, it will give the result 1. Since over here both the bits are 0, it will give 0, again a 0. Over here one bit is 1 and the other is 0, so it will give 1. Similarly over here, in this case 1 and 1, both bits are 1, so it will give 0, 0, 0, and over here one bit is 1, so it will give 1. This is the output over here. The binary ones complement operator is a unary operator and it just flips the bits, all the bits of the numbers from 0 to 1 and from 1 to 0. The other two binary operators or the bitwise operators are binary left shift and binary right shift. In this case, when we apply left shift, the left operand's value is moved by the number of bits specified by the right operand. That means if we write A left shift 2, then all these bits will be shifted 2 places to the left. And the rightmost 2 empty spaces will be filled with 0. That means this will be converted to 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, which is the value 240. Similarly, in the right shift, when we write A right shift by 2, these values will be shifted 2 places to the right. So, the value will become 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. These two values are the empty spaces which will be filled with 0. So, in this case, the answer becomes 15.